All right. Call to order the November 7th meeting of the Polk City Park Commission. Can I get a roll call, please?
Yes, Savage. Here. Jablonski. Reed.
Here.
Otis.
Here.
Converse. Holland.
Here.
Delaney.
All right. Next item is the approval of the minutes for the October 3rd meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll motion. I'll second.
All right. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Same sign? All right. Minutes approved. Item number 4 on the agenda is a presentation from the Kiwanis Club, Polk City.
Yeah, I'm going to just do a quick little introduction for these folks here to bring them on up. Kiwanis International, global organization with a mission of helping their community, or helping your community and helping those children of that community. And here in Polk City, we are certainly lucky to have a very active and very philanthropic Kiwanis Club. You can see their mark on several of our parks throughout town, playgrounds, benches, tables, certainly trying to make our parks the best that they can be. And we're lucky tonight that Kiwanis is here to do another presentation to benefit our parks. And I'd ask those members that would like to speak to come on up, introduce yourself, and address the commission.
Okay. So I'm not sure about necessarily speaking a lot.
Yep,
So
I will happily
we
take a
have 5
picture.
of our members here.
Hey,
My name is Al Burrows.
Krista Bowersox.
Philip Wiseman.
Walt was.
Regina Beller.
So we've been working with Jason quite a bit and trying to identify specific areas and parks that would be appropriate for Kiwanis to support. I mean, almost anything is, but we want to, I mean, most things are so expensive. So what we've come up with is the improvements on the volleyball court at Kiwanis Park. So we're presenting a check for $3,000 to Jason, to the City Parks and Recreation, to target the improvements of the volleyball court at the Kiwanis Park.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kind introduction. All right, guys. I'll take a couple of them.
Yes,
all right?
thank you.
All right, here we go. Do a few of them. You choose whichever one people are not blinking in. All right, ready, set, go. All right, hopefully we got a good one over there. So.
Okay.
I would like to just mention over there on the window is the home lighting contest. So any of you that like to go overboard on lighting your house, please consider registering for the home lighting contest. It's the first time we're doing that. We're thinking in terms of not only as a fundraiser, but also as a community project, children and families involved. Where the light, it's decorating of the house, driving around and voting on first and second place. So the registration goes through November 25th, and then the voting is from December 2nd at the lighting ceremony here through December 18th, I think.
Yes.
And so the first prize is $200, second prize $50. And we are fortunate enough right now to say that we've had enough registrations to cover that cost. So,
So we're hoping we get a lot more.
yeah.
Tell your friends. Okay.
So we're just hoping that we don't know how big it will be the first year, but if we do it every year, then maybe it will become a tradition in Polk City.
Well, we hope it becomes like a family event too,
Yeah.
where people maybe after the tree lighting, they would go out around town, have a map, which will
They'll have a
provide
map.
them with a map, and they can go around and look at all the lighted homes and make their selection then. So, like you said, it becomes a tradition in town,
Right.
a family to do.
So it's residents in town that'll vote
Yes.
to make the.
Yes.
Oh, great.
It's I forget what it's on, but it's, you know, on the internet
Sure.
and,
Yeah, so the three
it's only
sites
one
are-
computer can make one vote, that type of thing, so,
Yeah, so the registration's on Eventbrite. The second QR
Yeah,
code
yes,
there
it's right here.
is the map, and the third QR code is the voting, which
These
is
are
on
the QR
Survey
codes
Monkey.
right here. And
All
it
right.
is on, the, North Polk Living and weekly email with the codes on there too, so it's all on there. You know, it's like they say, you have to tell it once.
Yep.
And that used to be a few years ago, so maybe it's a little more now. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you all very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you.
All right, moving along. Any audience items tonight?
None tonight, sir.
All right, item number 6, introduce the Van Dorn Pocket Park Project.
Yeah, this kind of came up very fast, so let me give you a little bit of history on it. So Polk City attempted to become a Main Street community. We were not one of the 5 selected. During the process of getting feedback, they kind of mentioned some spots in our proposed Main Street district that didn't do us any favors. And one is the old alleyway turned beer garden in between the Mexican restaurant and Giggles. So I didn't know this, but that is actually city property that we lease to vendors so they can use it for outdoor seating. So we found out about a grant opportunity through the Iowa Economic Development Authority, who also does the Main Street program. And they told us we would be an excellent applicant for a rural enrichment grant that works on those things for cities 10,000 and below for just enrichment of your town. So we applied to maybe give that a facelift, calling it a pocket park. And we were very lucky. We were awarded the full $20,000 that we requested. The city is required to do a 50% match of that, and the project is estimated at about $33,000 right now. And it's very early on in the process, and we will certainly have the commission's help as we go through and we choose specifics about what's in there. But really, we're looking at not really changing the function of it too much. It's mostly going to be an aesthetic upgrade. So we're still looking to accomplish some outdoor seating that vendors can utilize, Papa's, the new Mexican restaurant as well, possibly like a little coffee nook area. But yeah, and also having it be ADA accessible, something as well. So yeah, we're just looking to kind of create an extension of the square across the street on Van Dorn. Again, it's very preliminary right now, but a timeline for completion. We're hoping that people could utilize this for the 2023 Four Seasons Festival for additional seating.
Fantastic. Okay, does anybody have any questions on that?
Say we are working closely with, well, the city owns the property. We obviously don't own 2 walls that line it. So we are working with those business owners, all of whom are very supportive. You know, they see this as a benefit of increasing their seating capacity as well. So, no, I think it'll be a really good thing and kind of a nice new shiny thing on the south side of the square.
So are you imagining like murals on the side of the building, or what all is in the proposal to make it?
Sure. So on our proposal thus far, it is improved, paved concrete to get through, also in increased or better just surfacing. You know, it would be a lawn care nightmare to have picnic tables and fencing in there. So we're looking at options of something that's more low maintenance, but also fits the needs of, you know, what vendors needs to be able to sell alcohol or provide alcohol there. So fencing to actually show where alcohol can and cannot be.
That's what I was gonna ask. If it's being considered a true park, all of our other parks, or at least a lot of them, have the no alcohol signs up. How's that
Sure.
gonna balance with vendors?
Yeah,
Or the Mexican restaurant, for that matter?
yeah, no, and I think that's a key piece going forward. I guess technically it's, I don't know if it's,
I don't
It's
know
just
if we're-
city
if we're
property.
Considering it a park, I mean, if it's coming through
Right.
the Parks Commission, then how does that play into there?
no, that's a good question. Be sure to touch base with our attorney and just see exactly what,
No, I think it's a.
'Cause
great
it is kind of
opportunity. Yeah, I think it's a great thing, but yeah, just make sure we don't
it's kind of a unique,
box ourselves in with something like that.
right, yep. And then also benching, benches, planters, so there will be some color in there as well. But as for a mural, that is not
Like immediate.
immediate, yes, but totally expect that to be an option going forward, given that we have brick walls on both sides that would look awfully pretty painted up, so. Yeah. And a lot of that 30,000 is also just stormwater, management, you know, so you wouldn't think 30 grand goes really fast,
Yeah.
especially when you're trying to move water.
Yeah.
So, but no, really exciting. Just been a whirlwind.
Fantastic opportunity. Thank you for applying for that grant. Anything else? Okay, so we'll move on. Summary of the Q3 2022 program cost recovery.
Yeah, just like every quarter, I like to show you guys how programming was doing based on participants, expenses, revenue. Quarter 3, I'm very pleased with, truth be told. To come over just over 100 in youth, fantastic, in terms of our philosophy of the green play cost recovery. And then again, it also kind of shows you, you know, I've got a little bit of work to do on that summer fun camp. Just trying to find if we're looking at maybe increased age, so it's not so granular of 7 and 8, something like that, to help see that cost recovery go up. Although 74 is acceptable, it's above 70, but I'd like to see that a little bit closer to a break even.
What kind of age do we have for that?
Right now, we have it offered in 3, so 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But what is really exciting to me is it just kind of shows the growth from one year to the next based on exposure, people knowing about the new department, and then I think also to a certain extent, the further we get away from the pandemic at its height, people are more comfortable about going out again. So we did see a 40% increase in youth participation from 21 to 22. So I was very happy to see almost 40 more people signing up. On the backside, adult programming, I'm very happy with that. About 120 is honestly my sweet spot where I would love to see that it's, you know, there is a little bit of revenue there, which is kind of the idea of adult. So yeah, both of them right around 120 was great. And then actually had a senior program go. Very excited about that. Low number, but I'm expecting a lot of slow growth on this. And you know, you look at something like 27% cost recovery, and you're like, eesh. Well, for something like a senior program that has both community and individual benefit, you're looking at 10 to 40% cost recovery. So we're kind of right in the middle there. So yeah, I'm just excited to see that grow. So
The outlay for something like that is what, gas to drive there and
gas and staff time. Yep, pretty much. And we had another that will be on the Q4 in earlier in October that had more seniors going, so that was great. We've got some really good feedback from those that have done these two about places they'd like to do and things they'd like to see offered. And I was finally able to get in front of a few coffee groups at the library to plead my case as well. So yeah, no, I think everything's looking good. Cost recovery. Very happy with quarter.
excellent.
And as always, if folks come to you with program ideas, I really appreciate those coming at me. I'd like to talk to every resident in town, but I can't, just one person. So really appreciate any feedback you guys have that you're willing to share.
Anyone have any questions? All right, hearing none, we will move on to an update on the sports complex e-review.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna talk a lot tonight, guys, I apologize. Yeah, so coming out of our October meeting with the Little League representatives that asked of me to look at what other communities do in terms of field usage fees for groups, non-groups, residents, non-residents, I've compiled a lot of really useful information. It's just not quite ready to be presented yet. I would certainly love to come to you guys with a few different options, so you can see what it looks like, and kind of what you think would be the Polk City way of implementing something like this. So I will come to our December 5th with actual numbers on paper, and I can kind of show what estimated revenue might look based on this year's numbers, which is really all I can work with. But yeah, no, I think it's progress, and yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't have it ready for you tonight, but I will on December 5th.
Excellent. So, seems like a pretty quick turnaround from last meeting. You've already are well on your way to getting that done, so awesome. Questions from anyone? Okay, so I guess right back to you for the reports and particulars.
I'm going to keep these last two really quick. So on Friday, December 2nd, we have Light Up Polk City. So yes, we'll have the square lighting, we'll have business and local organization demonstrations out on the square, sleigh rides, sponsored by MyFiber. We just got that sponsorship in. So yeah, no, if any of you were there last year, hopefully we can replicate the weather. It was actually gorgeous last year. I'm not going to hold my breath though. So yeah, that's from 6 to 8 on Friday the 2nd. So.
Are we doing the lighted parade thing again?
No, that may have just been a COVID year audible, but we do get requests for that. So
I think we would all
never
like
say
both.
never.
We would all like both, right? Because that year was like, oh, we missed the square thing, and that year was like, this is really cool.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a fun alternative, certainly.
that was fun. And then one more thing I just wanted to give to you guys. Our 2022 summer intern, Allison, she spoke to you guys in August. I'm really happy, and it's kind of like a proud pop bear moment. Like, she got her full-time big girl job, so I'm very proud of her. She's actually working for the University of Missouri's campus rec department as a recreation facility operations specialist. So
Fantastic.
couldn't happen to a nicer young lady. So wish her the best of luck. And that's all I have.
All right. Anything else?
I will give an update, and you might have to help me out here because you probably know more about it. I should have brushed up a little bit, but at one of our last work sessions, we talked about a couple of topics. One of them was the lease extension on the ground that's by the current sports complex, looking at if there might be additional parking options there, what to do. We talked about it. I think the cost to add parking was over $400,000, and I think that was gravel parking, and I think it was not a lot of parking. So I just wanted to update you guys that we did look at it. We know there's needed parking. That's a lot of money for gravel parking on land we don't own. So we decided not to proceed with additional parking, at least at this time. So that's, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that, but that was the one highlight that it pertains here, I think.
Yeah, no, we had some meetings with the Army Corps about adding the space between the sports complex and essentially Quick Start. It's a lot of drainage, but the city would also like to connect the West Bridge Road trail that goes in front of our commercial to meet with the Neil Smith in that area. So yeah, we were looking at adding that land to our use lease, looking to add a trail connection and potential parking. But as Mandy just said, it was just
Trail looks maybe feasible, parking not so much given the, like I said, cost and minimal it would add there. So.
bringing that up.
Yeah, well, like I said, I flipped back, I'm like, it feels like it's been a while, so. That's, I think all I've got.
Okay, so the connection is still something the city's looking at doing there.
You know, the Corps is just going to be very specific about how the trail meanders through there, because no matter where it goes, we will have stormwater to deal with. So just making sure we do that in a way that appeases them, or we can't do it
Right.
since it's their land.
They're very prompt all the
I
time.
was saying, from what I understand, it's their timing as well, so I can't.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, everybody, I guess we can move on to the adjournment this evening.
I'll
Do I have
motion to adjourn.
Motion? And a second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right, we are adjourned.